When what we took for granted became a privilege, and when what we knew to be normal became a luxury. How were we to go on as if everything was okay? Armed with face masks for shields and hand sanitizers for swords, refusing handshakes was our battle plan, but our battlefields were empty. The classrooms filled to the brim with the absence of chatter, the silence amplified by the battles that were being fought elsewhere. As days blurred into weeks, and weeks into months, as them became us, and us became me. Staring at a dream I once lived vividly and vicariously, through screens that seemed to sap out the color that remained. This was when I knew what it meant to be trapped.
Hi, I'm Encelletta Solomon and I am 20 years old, and it has been a great experience working with my mentor Shania Aki. So I just wanted to put out what I felt while I was experiencing lockdown. And during that time, I was about to face my A-level examination, and to my surprise, everyone thought we were a lucky batch, that we were very fortunate to get our exams postponed. And at first, even I thought I had a lot of time to revise and go through my notes, but little did I know that everything was about to turn upside down. And the worst part is that this wasn't a choice. We were all forced into it, like we were forced to stay within our boxes, we were forced to communicate within our boxes. So because of that, we lacked a lot of motivation, and generally speaking, a lot of middle class parents were having a hard time adapting to the situation, and some parents were not getting paid. So times were really tough, especially when you have a public examination coming up, and there wasn't much we could do as a child. It's like we were all forced into it. And if I had to think of a feeling, or if I had to think of one word that will explain my experience in lockdown, it would be trapped. Simply trapped. So I didn't like how school, meeting up with friends and talking to your loved ones, playing and having fun were all confined to small boxes. And these small boxes were your laptops, your phones, and all sorts of digital media. And we had very little to do at that time, and time was passing really slowly, and this resulted in a lack of motivation. So children of my age were stressed, depressed, very lonely, and it's like they didn't have anyone to talk to, and especially they didn't have that physical touch or that physical vibe to share their problems with.
I was very excited when I was told that I would be assigned a mentor, and I wanted others to experience what I was experiencing during lockdown, and Shania Aki really made it happen. So these are some of her works, and the first time I saw them, I was both amazed and grateful at the same time. She assisted me in areas other than my artwork, and most notably in determining that architecture was a really good career option for me. And she has definitely had a positive impact on my future, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity. So we began with art journaling, and I usually think of a lot of things on a daily basis, and it's just there in my head and it vanishes the next day. So art journaling helped me keep in track of my thought process, and I definitely saw it developing and becoming more and more complex over time. And this is surely one of the most important factors that would benefit me as an artist. So Shania Aki helped me think about the concept more deeply, and she asked questions like, what are you trying to say, what is your goal, and why are you using this particular material, and what does it represent. So she facilitated my thought process throughout, which helped me come up with my own solutions. So at first we planned to create an e-waste sculpture, but then we quickly realized that there was a more practical and elegant solution. So this is the final result. If you notice, all of these hands are different from each other, symbolizing us Sri Lankans and children in lockdown. I want people to understand how everyone, especially children, are stuck or constrained in what they can do. Students face the following issues as a result of online school: a lack of productivity, inability to concentrate on lessons taught through a screen, lack of emotional satisfaction, stress from repeating the same daily routine, and an overall mental health damage as a result of loneliness, boredom, and hearing devastating news about COVID. This is represented by the handmade chains, which evoke a sense of imprisonment. This piece also highlights the positive aspects of lockdown, such as how it allowed people to help one another. It gave us a sense of togetherness and connection, as if we were all going through the same agony regardless of ethnicity or religion. The use of crimson strings show us a vulnerability in our defense against COVID, as evidenced by multiple mortality cases, a slump in the economy, changes in students' and working adults' lifestyles, and challenges faced by frontline employees. In Hinduism, crimson strings represent trust, protection, and connection. However, as noticed in the Kabbalah, the mystical form of Judaism, it can be considered as staying away from misfortune. In any case, it leads us back to the point of wearing a mask. Overall, I had a great time and learned a lot more than just how to build an installation artwork. I loved the journey, and I hope my story helped people understand my personal experience during lockdown.